On June 6, 2002, The Bourne Identity was released by Universal Pictures. Starring Matt Damon as the titular character, Jason Bourne, the film was a commercial and critical hit, grossing over $200 million at the worldwide box office with a $60 million budget, ultimately spawning 4 additional movies due to the success of the original. Centered around the titular character, Jason Bourne, rediscovering his past, the movie was full of adrenaline-fueled action and stunts, something that was begging to be adapted for the themed entertainment landscape. However, it wasn't until the year 2020 that Universal finally tapped into this now classic franchise when looking for their next attraction in Orlando. So join me as we discuss the history, evolution, and success of the Bourne Stuntacular at Universal Studios Florida, the best theme park show of all time. So let's get this party started. Before we begin, I want to give a huge shout out to @CrazyBird199 and @MarshallGrayson for getting the keyword in the last video. Find the keyword in this video and you'll get a shout out in the next video. Additionally, Theme Park Passion is now on Instagram, so leave a follow at theme_park_passion for behind the scenes content, updates, and theme park experiences. On June 7th, 1990, Universal Studios Florida opened, and it was a mess. The park had been rushed through construction and was simply not prepared to transition into standard operations. This decision to not delay the park led to a rough start for the new theme park with long lines and dysfunctional attractions. Shortly after the opening of the theme park, Terminator 2 Judgment Day released to both critical acclaim and commercial success. Starting with the opening of Back to the Future the ride, public reception to the park began to improve. Additionally, operational issues began to be resolved. Although some attractions like Jaws took longer to fix than others, the park was able to find its way and operate reliably in the following months and years. Looking back at Terminator 2, with a worldwide box office gross of over $500 million, it was safe to assume that theme park integration was a high priority now that the operational and capacity concerns of the park had been dealt with. This freedom led to the development of the new attraction, soon to be titled Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time. Was this one of the first times that theme parks tried doing these crazy long names for attractions, looking at you, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure trademark? With a total attraction budget of $60 million, T2 3D had to deliver. This was a significant investment into the theme park and could hopefully reignite public interest now that the park had been open for a number of years. And yeah, the attraction certainly delivered. Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time, boy, try saying that 5 times fast, opened to immediate praise from both fans and critics alike. The attraction, which was a mix of both a live stage show and a 3D movie, was a genuine marvel for its time, combining the greatest in both technological innovation and storytelling to create an instant classic attraction. Following the success of the Florida attraction, 2 clones were soon constructed in both Hollywood and Japan, being major hits in their respective theme parks. In the late 2010s, rumors began to circulate about the potential closure of T2 3D. At this point, the attraction had been running for 21 years and was beginning to show its age. What was new and impressive technology in the 1990s was beginning to look dated and less impressive as the years progressed. As time continued on, the rumors continued to circulate and grow rapidly, leading to an official announcement from Universal confirming the closure of the attraction for an all-new stage show. Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time officially closed in Florida on October 9, 2017. Development on the attraction's replacement was kept quiet. However, rumors continued to circulate about the new stunt show being tied to the Jason Bourne franchise. Although rumors at the time, the franchise was discussed throughout the entire fan base, ultimately becoming the leading theory on the replacement. Eventually, Universal confirmed that these rumors were in fact correct, with the opening of the Bourne Stuntacular set to be in spring of 2020. Although the show had been announced, Universal continued to remain secretive regarding the contents of the show. As construction, filming, and rehearsals continued for the show, the world shut down in March of 2020, forcing Universal and the rest of the Orlando theme parks to temporarily close to comply with new safety regulations. Clearly, the Bourne Stuntacular would need to be delayed from its intended spring opening, as the park was clearly not in a position to reopen to guests. When Universal Studios Florida reopened in June 2020, the status of the Bourne Stuntacular was unknown. Although the majority of the park's attractions had reopened, it was still considered by many to be a safety concern to open theater shows due to close guest proximity. It was unknown to the public if Universal would be willing to open their new state-of-the-art show in this current environment, or if they would rather opt to delay the opening until the world was more comfortable with this kind of attraction. Universal opted to open the Bourne Stuntacular shortly after the park reopened from the pandemic, of course with the proper safety precautions required. Universal made a very strategic choice in regards to the show's opening, which involved a long period of soft openings, which were able to spread out demand and create a more spread out window of guests wanting to check out the new show. During this period, it was honestly really difficult to get into the show, as Universal had team members stationed outside of the entrance, counting guests to limit the show's capacity and ensure that guests could be spaced out inside of the theater and be safe while enjoying the show. Ultimately, Universal set an opening date for June 30th of 2020. At this point, many guests had already had the opportunity to experience this new show, which allowed Universal to have a much quieter and safer opening for this new show, which I feel was an intentional decision from management to continue offering a safe and enjoyable experience for guests. Well, it's safe to say that Universal had a hit on their hands. The show, which invited guests on a top-secret mission to monitor Jason Bourne, was a technological marvel, seamlessly combining both digital and physical elements into one experience. Screens are often looked down upon when discussing themed entertainment experiences, and it's safe to understand why. Screen fatigue was a real issue that many theme parks were facing during the 2010s and still face today, as more theme parks began to rely more on this technology than they had in the past. A notion was created of screens equal bad, which in my opinion was not a good mindset to involve oneself in. I instead viewed screens as a tool, and like any tool, there are necessary means to utilize them, and times where its usage is unnecessary. The issue is that screens began to be used in instances where they were used as a cop-out for physical environments instead of being used as tools. It's like using a calculator in a math class. A calculator is only necessary for certain problems that involve certain steps. It's the same with screens. Screens are tools in themed entertainment that, when used in necessary ways, can be incredibly useful. The issue was that they were used way more than they should have been, creating a general consensus of screen fatigue among both theme park fans and even the general public. But when screens are viewed as a tool, their importance is instantly noticed, and there is no better example of the proper utilization of screens than the Bourne Stuntacular. The show utilizes a massive LED wall, which, when mixed with physical set pieces and actors synced with this surface, creates a literal magic show, where guests simply cannot tell what is real and what is not. This is the proper utilization of screens. The show integrates physical set pieces and props when they work the best for the narrative, and relies on the LED surface only when necessary to best tell the story. The show gives the audience the viewpoint of a camera, where the audience gets to watch a camera move and pan around in real time. The way these effects are achieved is simply mind-blowing, although relatively simple in execution. These moments show how digital media is best used in themed entertainment as tools to create truly memorable experiences. Additionally, the stunt choreography throughout the show is simply phenomenal, with some seriously impressive stunts that still impress audiences today. These stunts do not go unnoticed and truly make the experience feel real. The way the actors have their motions perfectly synced with the digital media creates a seamless experience, one I'm sure took constant attempts to get just right. For me, this show kind of feels like a culmination of everything Universal Creative had learned up to that point, which is also how I felt stepping off of Battle with the Ministry for the first time as well. Combining multiple disciplines in this format creates an instant memorable experience for guests, one that ends up sticking with you throughout your day as a true highlight. The Bourne Stuntacular is, in my opinion, the best show that Universal has created for their theme parks, as it flawlessly combines a wide variety of disciplines to create one immersive experience where you can truly ride the movies. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content just like this. Leave the keyword camera down below in the comments to get a shout out in the next video on the channel. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all real soon.